It's collecting the stories from all the people who have been participants so that you can get a kind of first-hand account of their perspective on how things happened.
As students of Florida Gulf Coast University, we have always wondered,
why is our school so environmentally friendly?
How do we get such beautiful land?
and what is the future for our school?
These questions are important as they lead into our larger topic of FGCU, the environment, and its efficiency. This topic began our oral history project, and oral history being the collection and study of historical information using audio recordings from individuals who have had previous knowledge of past events.
Our oral history project began with a wide range of individuals. Carlos Cavenego, a graduate of FGCU and an attorney for Parby & Frankel, Dr. Jim Walpart, the Dean of Undergraduate Admissions, Dr. Brian Fisher, the Director of Housing and Residence Life, and Ron Dalton, Associate Director of Facilities. The process of getting an individual for an oral history project can prove to be challenging. This often entails cold calling and emailing. However, there are opportunities where the interviewer actually knows the interviewees. This occurred with our interviews with Carlos Cavenego and Dr. Walpart.
Before conducting an oral history, there are some things you have to do. This includes making sure you have your consent form, a guideline of questions to follow, and some previous knowledge from secondary sources on the subject.
Once this step is completed, we as oral historians can set up a meeting time and a quiet location. Before going to the meeting, you should make sure to have a recorder and preferably a backup.
The process of conducting an oral history should be smooth. The trick is to start a rapport with the interviewee before it starts.
That's such a great question. How did you all get that question?
Once the interview starts, the oral historian must get on record that the interviewee has signed the consent form.
I signed it.
The interviewee must be informed that they are allowed not to answer any questions if they feel uncomfortable.
Once this step is completed, the true interview begins.
To gain a true historical account, we are only there to continue the conversation, not to lead it. This allowed Dr. Walpart to openly discuss his childhood as well as his involvement within FGCU as it relates to the environment. Once the interview is over, it is important to thank the individual and upload the audio as soon as possible.
This all sounds wonderful, but challenges do present themselves. Some of the obstacles you could face are: the battery on the audio recorder dies, the memory fills up, the interviewee does not show up, the audio file becomes lost.
These are upsets, but they can be worked out with proper critical thinking and preparation. Our interview with Dr. Walpart left us with a recorder that had no more space.
Pause 1 moment. It says the cord is full.
But luckily, we had a backup audio recorder.
I'm still going.
We're good.
This is a technique that all should follow, as it is important to be cautious in preserving the silent voices of the past.
If the audio file is lost, it can be difficult. The only option is to go back and redo the oral history.
All that brilliant stuff I just said.
Although we did not experience an interviewee not showing up, it is important to follow up with the interviewee a day before, whether through email or phone call. This allows the interviewee to remember the appointment.